Welcome back to From My Kitchen to Your Kitchen, and I'm your host, Linda Johnson. Well, today we're going to make chicken stir fry, and I am going to be following a recipe. I've made it a couple of times, but I don't know it by heart. So I hope you have watched some of our prior episodes and enjoyed them and tried the dishes. And if you have, let me know on our Facebook page or down in the comments. I'd like to, see how they turned out for you. Hopefully you watched the Super Bowl episode and made some of the appetizers. And most of all, I hope your team won. And Valentine's Day. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. Maybe you tried that brownie, because I'll tell you, my husband and I ate the whole thing. I mean, it took us a few days, but it was really good. So let's go ahead and get started. I have cut up all the vegetables that we're going to put in it. I've got carrots, green pepper. You can use yellow if you want. I have a little bit of broccoli. Most people probably put more broccoli in it than that. My husband doesn't like broccoli. And onion. So those are all ready to go. We aren't going to do those yet. And then we have the ingredients here for the sauce. But the first thing we're going to do is the chicken. So let me go ahead and get that out if I can get it out. I cut up a chicken breast, one chicken breast. The recipe calls for two, but there's just two of us here. So cut it up in little 1-inch pieces. So we'll turn on the pan. You want kind of a deep pan. You're going to be putting a lot of stuff in it. And you want just a couple tablespoons of oil. Let that get hot. In the meantime, we're going to spice up the chicken a little bit. We're going to put, we're going to put 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. So 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Actually, I'm going to only put 1.5 because I'm only using 1 chicken breast. And we've got garlic powder. It says, what did it say? Half a teaspoon. I'm just going to sprinkle some on. And you just coat the chicken real good in your bowl. This is pretty healthy too with all the vegetables we have in it, although there is honey, it's got a lot of sugar. Okay, so I think looks like the oil might be ready. So go ahead and put all that in. I'm just going to brown this up a little bit. Use my tongs. Sure it's not too hot, though. Not to stick too much, but put the oil in there real good. Might need just a little bit more oil. So the recipe says have all your prep work done, like cutting up your vegetables and stuff, before you start, because this goes pretty fast. So, and this is got loads of vegetables. It and has a sweet homemade sauce that we're going to put in it. And in the meantime, I have rice cooking in my rice cooker because I want to serve this over rice. So that's cooking away. I started that a little while ago. So let's go ahead and make the sauce. We have a 1/4 of a cup of honey. Put that in there. Then we want, it says a teaspoon of fresh ginger. I don't have any fresh ginger, so I'm going to use brown ginger. I'm going to keep my eye on this. These little pieces of chicken, they don't take long to cook, but you want to make sure they're done. And down on low. So we're going to do our ginger. 1 teaspoon of, this isn't fresh, so I'll just put that much in there. Then we've got 3 cloves of garlic. Once again, I'm using my minced garlic. 3 cloves, so a teaspoon out here. Remember, half a teaspoon is 1 clove. So we'll do 1.5. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and I always use reduced sodium. 2 tablespoons. One teaspoon of apple cider vinegar or rice vinegar, and I just happen to have rice vinegar. I made it in something else not too long ago. So 1 teaspoon. But you can use apple cider vinegar. Most people carry that in their pantry. This is really quite a quick and easy dinner to make. Okay, so we did our rice vinegar. Now a half a cup of chicken broth. Once again, seems like we're always using chicken broth. Half a cup. A half a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil. And just so happens I have sesame oil. I made something with this not too long ago. So I go, oh, I already have it. Half a teaspoon. And we're going to need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Kind of thickens it up. And take care of this. And then we are just going to whisk this together. It'll start out really thick. Just whisk it because it's got that honey in there. You would see it better if I didn't have that in the way. Bring it over here. I can see it a little better in the light. We've got a really exciting show coming in a couple weeks. We're going to do a Mardi Gras show. I don't know how many of y'all have ever gone to Mardi Gras. I've never gone, but I know people that have gone. Looks pretty crazy, really. So that should be fun. The chicken's almost ready. I just love this rice cooker. I'm telling you, every time I cooked rice on a pan, it's stuck to the bottom terrible. And this one is it's just perfect. It's done at the perfect timing. I don't have to keep watching it. I don't have to open the lid like I would on the stove or anything. It's just done. Okay, so it looks like chicken's about ready. We'll take that out and put it on a paper plate. Just on a paper towel just to get some of the grease off. Just enough for everybody to have. Well, this is just really, I'm doing a serving of 2. I mean, you can double this with 2. Really, everything else is basically a serving for 2 or 4, but I just did the meat. We can eat leftovers. Good leftovers. And all that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our onions in. Might need to add a little bit more oil so they don't stick. Just want to cook those up a little bit. So let's see. Did all that. So we're adding the onions with a little bit more olive oil. It says cook them for 1 minute. I don't know if it's been 1 minute. It wasn't really timing it. Okay, and after that, we are going to add the broccoli, the peppers, and the carrots. And you don't want to, you're not going to cook them until they're like soggy or anything like that. They will be crispy vegetables in your stir fry. So we'll go ahead and add the carrots first. I had to cut all those up by hand because you can buy them already, sliced thin like that. And the broccoli. So it says cook that for 3 minutes. Or until they're tender crisp. Cook them a little bit longer if you don't want them real crispy. Mix up this a little bit. I feel like it's too dry in there. Well, by the time you see this show, it should start to be warm enough outside. I sure do hope so. I do not like cold. This is a really good, weekday dinner to have, and it's all in one. It's your full dinner, basically. And you can, the leftovers, you can serve, warm it up. I think this is good. This little cooker here, it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to cook. You put in a cup of rice and 1.5 cups of water. But you can do white rice, brown rice. You can steam vegetables in it. Glass rice, I don't know what that is. So, yeah, I got that a couple years ago. I think I got it at Walmart. I was like, oh my gosh, that's just the right size for us. So next we're going to add the chicken back in, and then we're going to stir in the sauce. Put these back together. Take care of some of this. Looks like I made a sticky mess with that. Is that what it is? Yep. Got honey. Oh boy. Clean that up later. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken back in. And now we're going to add the sauce. Right before you put it in, you want to just whisk it some more. And it says, let it bubble until thickened. So, turn that up a little bit. Remember, if there's any recipe that you want me to try, submit that on the Facebook page. It's My Kitchen, From My Kitchen to Your Kitchen. That's the Facebook page. And put the recipe on there. And then that way I can make it for you. Well, I'll try to make it. Okay, we'll be right back when it starts to bubble. Okay, so the sauce has thickened. It looks really good. And I did add some pepper. I forgot to add that on the recipe. The rice just got done, so that was good timing. So let's go ahead and serve some up and see what it looks like. Go ahead and I better save some for my husband. Put that back on there. And I'd probably serve it with a little bit of soy sauce. That's what it looks like, and it's really good. So anyway, I'm so glad that you were able to join me today. And remember that let's make cooking fun, because it is fun when you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours in the kitchen. So anyway, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week on From My Kitchen to Your Kitchen. Thank you.